How's it going, everyone, and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be looking at 8 bosses in New World that are very easy to solo farm and can bring you in tons of gold. But before we get into that, please consider giving the video a like and subscribing to the channel. It helps out massively. Now, let's get into it. There are tons of bosses scattered around the New World map that drop high value items that you can sell on the trade post for lots of gold. So if you farm these bosses out, you can net yourself a decent profit. In this video, we will focus on 8 bosses, each of which are easily soloable, so you don't need to get a group for this. Plus, they will all have at least one big ticket item that you can sell for gold. Now, prices are different in every server, and I will give you all the prices these sell for in my server, Marama, so if you're in that server as well, it'll be easier for you, but if you're not, simply check on the trade post what the prices are before you start any boss grinds. To make it easier for everyone, I'll show on screen now every big ticket item we'll be going for in this video, so you can go check the prices of that item in your server, and if you want to, you can even use the timestamps in the video to jump to the most profitable grind for you. It's worth noting though, some items might sell for slightly more than others, but the bosses that drop the less valuable items might have better resources around them, or quicker respawn times, and they'll be more profitable in the long term, so it's still worth watching the less profitable bosses to determine which is the best grind for you overall. With every boss, I'll tell you what big ticket item they drop, how much that goes for on my server, how quickly the boss respawns, let you know if there's any good resources to gather between kills, explain how you can get to the boss, let you know what level they are, and if they're difficult to solo or not, and let you know the rest of the drops you can possibly get as well from said boss. And like with any boss grind, having a set of luck gear, luck food, and being PvP flagged can increase your profits. Now, with that all out of the way, let's get into boss number 1. First up, we got one of my favorite bosses to grind, and that's Sesa the Yeti. The main drop you're looking for from Sesa for profit is the Weaponsmith shoes. In my server, these currently go for 3,500 gold per, but the nice thing about Sesa is there's several star metal, platinum, and ironwood spawns around him, so you can be gathering those between kills as well, increasing your profits, and leveling trade skills at the same time. What also makes Sesa such an amazing grind is the fact that he has an incredibly short respawn time of 1 minute, so you can get off up to almost 60 kills of him per hour. He also has a large loot table of legendary items he drops, and I found myself getting one pretty much every other kill, even without luck gear or food on, so if you salvage them, you can be getting tons of dark matter from this grind as well. Or, if you're looking for any of the Dau&Tzi gear, he drops them as well, so you can also farm that set here. To get to him, you're going to want to teleport into the Pilgrim's Rest fast travel point in Ebonscale Reach, and then just run up to the Serenity Sanctuary. He's very easy to solo, especially after you get used to his moveset, but if you find him a bit tricky, you can always set up a camp outside his spawn. He's a level 61 mob. Next up is the Unhallowed Soul of Myrk. The main drop you're looking for from this boss is the Chef Gloves, which go for roughly 3,000 gold in my server. The nice thing about Unhallowed is that he can be skinned every kill, so you can bring in a good amount of thick hide from this grind. He also has 3 star metal ores very close to his spawn, and a couple of chests you can loot in between kills. However, he does have a spawn time of roughly 6 minutes, which is a bit long, but there's still potential for profit here. He also has a pretty decent amount of legendary items he can drop, but I didn't feel like I was getting as many as I was from Sesa. To get to the Unhallowed Soul, you want to teleport into the Shrine of the Herald fast travel point in Great Cleave, and then head up to this spot on the map, just beside Gorikbori Road. He's incredibly easy to solo, being a level 50 mob, and there's very few other mobs around him. After that, we have the duo of the Lost Alchemist Krocks&Putris. These two are another one of my favorite bosses to grind, due to both dropping items of value and the grind being very AFK friendly. Putris drops the Artisan Jewel Crafter's Hood, which goes for 3,000 gold in my server, and Krocks drops the Engineer Gloves, which go for 2,000 gold in my server. What's great about this grind is the chance at 2 items every spawn, plus Putris can be skinned every kill, giving you lots of iron hide along this grind as well. The only downside is that, other than a few chests, there's not many resources around these bosses to get between kills, so I usually do this grind when I want to be very AFK. I simply kill the bosses, then jump onto the cliff in front of them so no other mobs can attack me, and then come back when they spawn again to repeat the process. It's a very easy AFK way to make some extra gold. Their spawn time of roughly 6 minutes is a bit much, but again, it's great if you need to get some other stuff done in the meantime, but still want to be making a bit of AFK gold. Plus, every 6 minutes you have 2 chances at a big ticket item, versus 1 with the other bosses. Also, if you're looking for any pieces of the Riptide set, both bosses drop them, so this can be a great spot to grind that out. To get to these bosses, you want to teleport into Far Harbor Capital in Reekwater, and then just follow the road all the way to Mosswater's Borg, and you'll find them there. They're incredibly easy to solo, despite being 2 level 60 mobs. They take a lot of damage, and have easy attack mechanics to master. Next up, we have Faye the Last Protector. The main drop you'll be looking for from Faye is the chef pants, which go for roughly 2,000 gold in my server, but he also has some other nice drops. What's great about Faye is he has a very quick respawn of 1 to 2 minutes, so you can get a ton of kills off per hour. Plus, in the short downtime, he has ironwood trees spawning all around him, some nice chests, and even a platinum and star metal spawn. These resources can really increase your profits. Along with all of that, he also drops some nice legendary items, along with the corrupted progenitor set, which is great for any void-based light players, and it has a really great amulet that will be best in slot in a lot of builds. To get to Faye, you want to teleport into the Mountain Rise outpost in Shattered Mountain, and then walk on over to this area in Spryla Tower. This is a very easy boss to solo, especially if your gear is good, but he is a bit more difficult than the rest, so maybe set up a camp if you're not fully geared up. You can lure him away from the other mobs if you have a ranged weapon equipped. After that, we have Broadpaw. The big ticket item you're looking for from him is the Weaver's Shirt, which goes for 1,500 gold in my server. Although this isn't the greatest of bosses to grind, in regards to the other ones mentioned, the fact that he's such a low level at level 40, this could be a great boss for those of you who struggle with any of the other bosses, or who haven't hit max level cap yet. He also has a couple of iron ore, gold ore, and honey spawns around him, so if those are of any value in your server, that can increase your profits. He is also skinnable, so he will get you lots of red meat and thick hide, so that's even more of a bonus. Along with all of that, he also drops a couple of nice legendary items and a pretty cool looking great axe called Broadclaw, which is great for the transmog collection. His 6-minute spawn time is a bit long, but if you're AFK or gathering resources in between kills, it isn't so bad. To get to Broadclaw, you want to teleport him to the Mallory's Shrine fast travel point in Weaver's Fen, and run over to Broadpaw's Den. He's by far the easiest to kill of the lot, being level 40, but he might not be that profitable, depending on prices in your server. And finally, we have another double boss in Dau&Tzi the Unstoppable and Tzi Wang the Immovable. For Dau&Tzi, he drops the Weaver's Pants, which go for 1.5k in my server, and for Tzi Wang, he drops the Woodworker's Pants, which goes for 1,000 gold in my server. What's so nice about these two is that they're both in the same cave, at opposite ends of it, but usually by the time you defeat one and walk over to the second one has spawned already, so this is a very intensive grind with little to no AFK time needed. Along with that, there's some lodestone nodes and ironwood trees in the area as well that you can gather if you find yourself waiting for any boss spawns. They both also drop the corrupted progenitor set, which has some great light armor for those using void damage, and a pretty amazing amulet. They also each have their own unique set of legendaries that they drop that can get you some nice transmog and dark matter. To get to these guys, you're going to want to teleport into the Mountain Rise outpost in Shattered Mountain before heading down into Spalayo Cavern. Dau&Tzi will be in the eastern side of the cave, and Tzi Wang will be in the western side, as seen on screen. These two are slightly more difficult than the rest, coming in at level 63, but if you find yourself struggling to kill them, clear the mobs out in the room before aggroing them. But that covers 8 bosses that are easy to solo and can make you tons of gold in New World. Let me know which is your favorite boss to solo, and if I missed out on any good ones. If you guys like this video, I'll put out a part 2 soon. Also, if the video was of any help, please consider giving the video a like, and subscribing to the channel. It helps out massively. But until next time, have a good one. Thanks for watching another video. If you'd like to learn how to make tons of dark matter in New World, click on the video to the left. Or, if you'd like to learn how to get every artifact currently available in the game, click on the video to the right.